طاغوت, a word heavy with meaning. It represents oppression. It signifies tyranny. It is a force that crushes the spirit and stifles freedom. In many societies, women live under the shadow of طاغوت. They face daily struggles and constant battles against this invisible yet pervasive force. This tyranny takes many forms. It is not always overt. Sometimes it is subtle, woven into the fabric of daily life. It can be a father who dictates a daughter's life, making decisions for her without her consent. It can be a husband who controls his wife's every move, restricting her freedom and autonomy. It can be a system that denies women education, healthcare, and basic rights. طاغوت thrives on ignorance and perpetuates inequality. It feeds on the silence of the oppressed, growing stronger with every unspoken word and every unchallenged injustice. It maintains its power by keeping women in the dark, ensuring they remain unaware of their rights and potential. This essay will explore the devastating impact of طاغوت on women, shedding light on the various ways it manifests in their lives. We will examine real-life examples of oppression, highlighting the stories of those who have suffered under its weight. We will also discuss the importance of education and awareness in dismantling patriarchal systems. Knowledge is a powerful tool in the fight against tyranny. Our journey is one of hope. It is a path towards empowerment and liberation. It is a fight for equality and justice, a struggle to create a world where everyone is treated with respect and dignity. It is a call to action for everyone who believes in a world where women are free to reach their full potential. Together, we can break the chains of طاغوت and build a brighter future.
Patriarchy is the foundation of طاغوت. It is deeply rooted in many cultures and societies, shaping the way people think and behave. It is a system that privileges men over women, granting men more power, opportunities, and respect. It dictates roles and expectations based solely on gender, enforcing rigid stereotypes that limit both men and women. In patriarchal societies, women are often seen as inferior. Their voices are silenced, their opinions are disregarded. This marginalization affects their self-esteem and sense of worth. This silencing begins at a young age, shaping the way girls perceive their own potential and capabilities. Girls are told to be quiet and obedient, to not speak out or challenge the status quo. They are discouraged from questioning authority, which stifles their critical thinking and independence. They are taught to prioritize the needs of men above their own, reinforcing the idea that their primary role is to serve others. Education is often the first casualty of patriarchy. Girls are denied access to schooling, which limits their future opportunities. Girls are denied access to schooling, which is a fundamental right and a key to breaking the cycle of oppression. They are kept at home to perform domestic chores, reinforcing traditional gender roles and limiting their personal growth. This lack of education perpetuates the cycle of ignorance and subjugation, making it difficult for women to advocate for themselves. Without education, women lack the knowledge and skills to challenge the status quo, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. They become trapped in a system designed to keep them powerless, unable to break free from the constraints imposed upon them. This is the insidious nature of طاغوت. It is an oppressive system that thrives on maintaining the status quo. It thrives on the vulnerability of the uninformed, ensuring that those who are kept in the dark remain powerless and subjugated.
The consequences of طاغوت are not abstract concepts. They are not just words or theories discussed in academic circles. They are real and they are devastating, affecting countless lives in profound ways. Every day, women around the world face violence, discrimination, and injustice simply because of their gender. This is not a distant issue. It is happening in our communities, in our neighborhoods. Consider the story of Meina, a young girl forced into marriage at the age of 13. Her dreams and aspirations were crushed under the weight of societal expectations. Denied an education and a voice, she became a child mother, trapped in a cycle of poverty and abuse. Her potential was stifled, her future bleak. Meina's story is not unique. It is a stark reminder of the millions of girls who are robbed of their childhoods because of harmful cultural practices and gender inequality. These practices strip away their innocence, their opportunities, and their right to a better life. Think of Mlaalہ, shot in the head for daring to demand an education. Her courage and resilience became a symbol of hope and resistance. Her story shook the world, highlighting the brutal reality of extremist ideologies that thrive on the suppression of women. It showed us the lengths to which some will go to maintain control and power. These stories, though heartbreaking, are essential. They are not just tales of suffering, but also of strength and perseverance. They give a voice to the voiceless, bringing attention to those who are often ignored or silenced. They shine a light on the dark corners of oppression, revealing the injustices that many endure in silence. They remind us that the fight for women's rights is far from over. It is a continuous struggle that requires our attention, our action, and our unwavering support.
Education is the most powerful weapon against طاغوت. It is the key to unlocking the potential of women and girls. When women are educated, they are empowered. They can challenge discriminatory norms. They can advocate for their rights. They can create a better future for themselves and their communities. Education fosters critical thinking. It encourages questioning and analysis. It equips women with the knowledge to recognize injustice and the skills to combat it. An educated woman is less likely to be a silent victim. She is more likely to be an agent of change. The benefits of educating girls extend beyond the individual. It has a ripple effect on entire societies. When girls are educated, poverty rates decline. Health outcomes improve, economies grow. The world becomes a more just and equitable place.
Breaking the chains, the power of awareness and advocacy. Education alone is not enough.
We also need to raise awareness about the harmful effects of طاغوت. We need to challenge patriarchal norms and stereotypes.
We need to create a world where women are valued and respected as equal members of society. This requires a collective effort.
We need men and women to work together to dismantle systems of oppression. We need governments to enact laws that protect women's rights.
We need communities to reject harmful practices that perpetuate gender inequality.
Social media, art, and literature can be powerful tools for change. They can amplify women's voices. They can challenge stereotypes. They can inspire action.
By sharing stories, starting conversations, and raising awareness, we can create a groundswell of support for gender equality.
Section 6. A global struggle. Women's rights are human rights. The fight for women's rights is not confined to a particular region or culture. It is a global struggle. Women in every corner of the world face challenges, albeit in different forms and intensities. In some countries, women are still fighting for the right to education and employment. In others, they are demanding an end to violence and discrimination. The common thread that binds these struggles is the pursuit of equality, dignity, and respect. It is crucial to recognize that women's rights are human rights. They are universal and indivisible. Denying women their rights is not only morally wrong, but also detrimental to the progress of humanity as a whole.
Section 7. Building bridges, not walls. Men as allies in the fight for equality. The fight for gender equality is not a battle between men and women. It is a fight against injustice and oppression. It is a fight that requires the participation of everyone, regardless of gender. Men have a crucial role to play in dismantling patriarchal systems. They can challenge sexist attitudes among their peers. They can support women in leadership positions. They can be active participants in raising their children with values of equality and respect. When men stand up for women's rights, they are not doing women a favor. They are contributing to a more just and equitable world for everyone.
Section 8. The price of inaction, the societal cost of gender inequality. The consequences of failing to address gender inequality are far-reaching. Societies that deny women equal opportunities suffer from slower economic growth, higher poverty rates, and increased violence. When women are denied education, their potential contributions to the workforce are lost. When women lack access to healthcare, their families and communities suffer. When women are subjected to violence, it creates a climate of fear and insecurity for everyone. Investing in women's rights is not just the right thing to do, it is the smart thing to do. Empowering women is essential for building peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable societies.
Section 9. Hope on the horizon. Celebrating victories and inspiring change. Despite the challenges, there is hope. Around the world, women are breaking down barriers and achieving remarkable things. They are becoming doctors, lawyers, scientists, entrepreneurs, and leaders in their communities. We must celebrate these victories. They remind us that change is possible. They inspire future generations of women and girls to dream big and pursue their passions without limitations. The fight for gender equality is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way, but we must never give up. We must continue to raise our voices, challenge injustice, and create a world where every woman and girl has the opportunity to reach her full potential.
Section 10. A call to action. Our collective responsibility to create a just world. The time for action is now. We can no longer afford to be bystanders in the face of injustice. We must all be upstanders. We must challenge discriminatory norms, speak out against violence, and demand equal rights and opportunities for all. Educate yourself and others about the issues. Support organizations working to empower women and girls. Use your voice to advocate for change. Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference. The fight for gender equality is a shared responsibility. It requires the collective effort of governments, communities, and individuals. Together, we can create a world where طاغوت no longer casts its shadow, and where women and girls are free to soar to unimaginable heights.
Exactly, we all have a role to play. Let's make a difference together.